Hello everybody. In today's lesson we're going to be looking at the tune Right or Wrong and how to construct our own Western swing rhythm guitar arrangement for it. We're going to be using a lot of the Eldon Shamblin isms we've talked about in our previous lessons, as well as some of the ideas I address in my courses on Eldon Shamblin's rhythm playing. The tune Right or Wrong is often played in the key of G, and it starts on the 6th, and it is just a series of 5-to-1 resolutions working back to the key of G. So if we're in the key of G, we're starting on the 6th, which is going to be an E major chord, and we're just working down every 2 bars to G. So we're going to go E for 2 bars, which resolves down to A for 2 bars, and then D to 2 bars resolves down to G for 2 bars. So we have 6, 2, 5, 1 as our first part. So let's just start there. So if we're playing on E, what I'm thinking of is getting to this A bass note right here. So I'm going to think I've got two full bars, so that's 8 beats total, 8 quarter note beats. And so I've got an E, D, C sharp, B, and A that can get me down to where I'm trying to target. So point A to point B, right? So I could do something like this with my triad. I've got, right? And that will get me down there. So if I'm playing, right? That will lead me down into my A, right there. I might try another one. I might do a chromatic. Right, so I might go. And that gets me to the A there. So those are 2 basic moves we can do. We can either go E, D, C sharp, B, A, or E, D sharp, right, the major 7th, D flat 7th, B, 5th, A. Okay? That's the basic idea. Now, I'm going to jump ahead real quick to the D chord. I'm going to come back to the A, but I can use the same moves for my D chord to get down to the G, right? I can go D, C, B, A, G, like so. Or I can go D, D flat or C sharp, C, A, G. So I'm just taking that same idea and moving it down a whole step. I want to get there. So backing up, we might have something like this. Okay, so let's talk about what I'm doing on that A chord there. So I've got my A, and then I'm working up to the major 3rd. So I'm keeping my triad on top. This is a kind of a different fingering. Most people aren't used to playing. But I play the triad with my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger, and then my 1st finger covers the 3rd. And then I rearrange it where I have the 5th in the bass back to the 3rd. So I'm just going, which is going 1, 3, 5, 3, and then that leads me into my D chord there for the change. So I've got this. And if I don't want to do that, I could do some other options. I could go like that. So I could go. And what I'm doing here is I'm playing my A, and then I'm playing a quick 5 of A, right? Because I'm going to resolve right back into it. It's just a passing tone. So this is going to be an E7, right? We just came from E resolving into A. We're just going to put that in there real quick again. Then I've got my A over C sharp, and then A with E in it. So I could go. And that leads me right down to the D, okay? I could play like this. I could go. Right, so I might go. And so right here, I'm just playing, again, an E7, right? I go an E triad on top with my D in the bass, just a passing, okay? So that's just going. So all that combined, I might go. Right? So that's one way. I'll do another one. Okay. And from there on the G, we talked about this before, it's just a walk up. You do a D7, an E flat 7, and then you have a G with the B in the bass, right? All that is just a little chromatic walk up. Don't overthink it. All right.